Hi. Oh, I
Oh,
don't know. Oh, wait. Hold on. Another app has my camera open. Sorry, I was literally making my bed.
oh, you're all good.
My place is a
Hey. Oh,
mess
I mean,
right
sorry.
now because I'm moving. So I used to have a bunch of stuff on my walls, and now it's just plain. You could see paint coming off and stuff.
Where are you? You're in New York, right?
Yeah, I'm from Queens originally, but I live in Brooklyn right now.
Are you staying in New York, like moving? Are you going somewhere else, like completely?
Oh yeah, I'm staying. I'm just moving to a different part of Brooklyn. I could never leave this city unless someone has a lot of money for me somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. Um, but by the way, so chat, this is Taylor Malone who works for Hyperpop Daily. Super excited to interview you. Thank you, by the way, for coming on the stream. It's a little chill thing. Have you heard about? It's all good if you haven't heard about me. I'm not. I'm very new to the scene, but
I have a general idea of a lot of the pages just because I work with Hyperpop Daily too, so I've seen everybody around, you know.
yeah, I understand that. Um, okay, yeah. So I just have some questions and stuff. But is actually that the Hyperpop Daily Pineapple behind you? That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's it right there.
That's fire.
Yeah,
Um,
the
I guess talking about like Hyperpop Daily, just like out of curiosity, how did you like get in contact with them? Because like, were you always in the scene?
yeah, so I don't know, a lot of people ask how'd you get the job? Did you apply? I just kind of knew them and they reached out to me. I was already a part of the
42
scene.
has a honey
I mean
packet on the
I've
side
been
just in case.
a part of music scenes since I was 15, 16 in New York. I would just go to concerts alone all the time.
Damn.
That's kind of how I guess I started networking really unintentionally. I
Yeah.
initially went to college to become a therapist, and I was like, never mind, I'm already in the scene.
Thank
So,
you
I mean,
for
the
the
internet
follow.
also, I was kind of came up with hyperpop people too, which is why Hyperpop Daily, I kind of knew them because it was initially hyperpop back
Thank you
2020
for the
when hyperpop was at
follow.
its peak. Eric DOA is one of my closest friends, and we met each
Oh
other on the
shit.
internet when we were 16 before he ever made music in his life. So
Wow.
just kind of I was already around, I guess, and I knew the owner of the page. And when they first did the basketball games, if you saw that or
Yeah.
remember that, the first one they did in LA, they were like, "Oh, we're doing a stream for it. Do you want to host the stream?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll come out to LA." So I initially didn't even have plans to do interviewing with them. I just did the basketball streams, and then we were like, "Oh, let's do some song review streams with Xavier So Bass and DJ Fat and whatever." And then when they kind of wanted to expand into this, I was already
Yeah.
working with them. So
Damn. So, sorry. It's okay if you don't want to answer this, but how old are you now?
I'm 23.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and you were wow. So you've been like kind of in the scene for like almost 10 years now. So you're really
Yeah.
like hip with
Yeah.
like the evolution of like sound and artists and like the downfalls, the ups
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess my lore is a little crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
because no, that's actually insane too. And honestly, going to shows, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get nervous going to shows, like and I'm
Give her a
I'm a grown ass
compliment on
man,
her
but
eyes.
I'm in LA, so like it's a little bit of a different scene. Honestly, I feel like the New York scene's pretty cool, but I've never actually been to New York City, so
mhm.
um, and then in terms of like artists, I guess, because it sounds like you probably have like, I mean, because a lot of people call me like a new gen in terms of like my understanding of like the
Yeah.
underground. Like, what's your favorite, I guess, era in terms of like music? Like, what do you often find yourself listening to?
Um, I mean, is it old head of me to say 2016? I don't know. I
No,
mean,
that's not old. See, that's the thing. I'm 24, so I'm old as fuck.
yeah,
So, well, like I'm not old as fuck, but they think I'm
we're
old
the
as
same.
fuck.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And so, like, I graduated college in
Underground power couple.
2022, and so everyone thinks I'm old head, but like me saying like, oh, I liked Uzi or Cardi back in 2017 or whatever the fuck, like they
Yeah.
think I'm old for that. So it's
Yeah.
not old head.
No,
It's not.
I think it's obviously nostalgia, but I mean that era I was 15, 16 years old, in the middle of high school, not a care in the world. I'm not really worried about college yet either because I'm not at that stage. I feel I don't know, everything was a lot more genuine back then, but I will say too, I mean, the original Slay World era, I think that's also always iconic, like set the stage
Yeah.
for a lot of stuff today in terms of the
Thank you
underground
for the
too.
follow.
So are you hyped for the reunion then? Or I guess the supposed reunion?
The reunion, I know it's kind of funny. We were trying to do that too with our show. We were kind of like, do you guys want to perform too? Like kids, but
Oh.
it's so hard to make that happen, like especially money, but
Yeah, that is like a hard part of it. So you enjoy like the show culture and stuff like that? Like
yeah,
that's
I
just
Fly
like
mean,
her out,
yeah,
UNC.
live music is probably like the main reason why I got into what I'm doing now. That was just kind of like my thing. I went to shows alone, just like lied to my mom, like, yeah, I'm meeting up with so and so.
were you
And
always oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, you're good.
Were you always like interested in like the interview side of it? Because I gotta say, like, I really enjoy the interviews, and you just uploaded the Summer Smash recap, right? Or your team
Yeah,
did?
like they just yeah, like within the past hour, I was driving when they uploaded it too. I was like, oh shit, I don't know, you guys were putting it up now. But I didn't actually have like any plans of doing that. Um, Initially, at least, I always like wanted to do something more like front facing, like be
Yeah.
more than just someone behind the scenes. Obviously, I love like the business side of everything, but I guess, was always in a space where I was branding myself more as me. And I used to stream on Twitch, like I
Oh,
used to do little things here and there. Like I host like nightlife or whatever. But um yeah, I honestly, it's crazy because I don't even think I'm a good interviewer at all. But
what?
maybe that's just me like dunking on myself. But
Yeah,
I
you're
think
dunking on yourself. What the
every time
hell?
I watch those videos, I'm like, fuck, I
But
do not like that. Like I could have asked this better. I could have not like, I don't know.
I feel like it's almost a good thing in a way though, because like I can kind of relate. Like as a creator, I'll like look back at my stuff and I'll see like like stuff I've done in the past. I'm like, oh my god, like why did I like? First of all, it's probably like corny or whatever, but also like why did I do that? So I totally get that. Um,
Yeah.
but I was gonna say too. I don't know if you agree with this, but I feel like a lot of people like in the audience they think like an interview is just as easy as like you text the artist or their manager, you just show up and you get the interview. But I feel like it's so much harder than that, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's really different because also like I don't want to approach it in an inauthentic way. Like
mm,
I don't want someone from my team, "Hey, can we do an interview?" It's like
yeah.
I even sometimes when I'm like going to approach someone to do an interview, I tell like my cameraman or something like, "Wait here." Like I don't want to just pull up on somebody like, "Hey," with a camera in their face, like I kind of like, "Hey, like do you think?" And also very often I'll have to like turn to the manager and be like, "Hey, just so you know, like, is there anything, like, I'll probably just talk about this. Is there anything you don't want me to talk about?" But usually it's not something like, with shows, obviously we reach out beforehand for like media, but that doesn't also always mean we could even interview people in the first place. That's why a
That's
lot of our
true.
content, at first, especially a lot of our content was like really, really fan based.
Yeah.
Um,
The
but
fan
yeah,
based content's fun though, honestly. Like it provides a new
it is.
perspective.
That's also scary. Honestly, I think it's kind of scarier than talking to the artists because, like,
Really.
I also personally know a lot of these artists, or at least distantly, like, just social, like, whatever. And, I obviously am,
Thank
like,
you for the
knowledgeable of what they have
follow.
going on and whatever. But, like, showing up to a show with, like, the Hyperpop Daily mic in my hand, like, I hop out my car and people are like, "Yo, Hyperpop Daily!" And then it's like, I know a lot of people want
Thank
to
you
say
for the
like reactionary
follow.
shit sometimes
Mm,
too, like
yeah.
the whole like fuck Jace, fuck his kids, like that whole thing that happened. I don't know if people know about that one, but in our
Thank you
like
for
box
the
test video,
follow.
some kid said fuck Jace, fuck his kids, and it started a whole thing. And it's really scary just going up to random people like, do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk? And then it's like figuring out how to like. Some people just give me nothing. Like I'll be like,
Yeah.
so what are you fucking? And they're like, I don't know.
They
I'm
act
like, all
like the
right, I don't. I
artists.
didn't. You didn't say have to. You didn't have to say yes to this interview. I can't work with you. Like if you don't want to. Like so.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
bit of a
know.
grind, honestly. I mean, I don't really like. I was working with Rolling Loud for LA, and I didn't do a whole lot of that, but I saw it, and it's tough,
Yeah.
honestly. And I think too, like with a lot of these, and no disrespect to anyone who attends these shows, but sometimes like there'll be kids like that are younger, so they're like a
It's
bit
like
more
teenage
immature.
boys.
Yeah, so they're immature, and so they're like, kind of saying the things they probably regret in like 5 years, something like that.
Oh yeah.
So I totally understand that. Actually, I saw you at Summer Smash running around, so you were definitely doing your thing. I'm excited to watch that video.
I was all over the place. Like I barely had a second to like chill out. The artist lounge had free like open bar, and the bar was so expensive. They were selling beatboxes for $18.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way. So I had to find like 5 minutes in between where I was like, guys, I'm gonna run to the artist lounge and grab a drink. Please just wait here for me. Like I was running.
Wait, so you got access to the artist lounge? I got media. But...
Yeah, we had artist guest, whatever that meant.
Shit.
So that was like pretty much all access. The only times they were like specific about we can't come in is when like headliners were on and they only want their team, you know, and the pits or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Cole, shout out Cole for real. Also, like we reached out about doing it and he was like, oh, of course. And he was like, I got you guys. And like, when we were talking to him, like even after I interviewed him, he was like so thankful. And I was like, dude, I'm thankful for you for even letting me come here and let alone just giving me this pass. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's such an awesome dude. I only like spoke to him for like 5 seconds, literally like passing by kind of, but like he's so
great.
Yeah, he like low-key has I hate to say it, but he has aura in the way like
he's just a really genuine dude.
He is, yeah, like he is a genuine guy. Who like did you enjoy the most out of Summer Smash?
Damn,
not the most, but like just what was a surprising set?
You know, it's funny. After on the last day, I actually asked a lot of kids what was the best set all weekend, and if they didn't say Cardi, they said Netspend.
Netspend was crazy.
All of these kids were like, Netspend. And like, of course, Osama and Net went crazy. Xavier too. Like, I don't know.
That was really good.
I guess nice to see like my friends, you know, to like get to this point where I see like a huge crowd and like everyone just going crazy. And I was at the tent stage basically every day for most of the day. And I didn't really like make a lot of the headlining sets. So like, or not didn't make it, but if I did, it was like end of the day and I'm just sitting all the way in the back like, I can't wait to go sleep tonight and come back tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, seeing Chief Keef was crazy.
Yeah.
We filmed the outro clip while he was performing on the Ferris wheel. So I watched his performance from the Ferris wheel, and it was so cool just seeing all those fucking people. Like, it was crazy.
I didn't even know that they I thought they closed the Ferris wheel for whatever reason during headlining.
I don't know.
So
I thought they were gonna close it because like whatever, but there was like nobody going on it, and like we just ran it through a couple times to film clips and stuff. So
yeah, I gotta say though, because I was in the tent stage in the back for the Netspend, not Osama-san, but for Netspend, like that kind of day, and Xavier, the energy was really good there because I was with them well in the like media pit or whatever that, and so that was like really good energy. Who have you been like listening to lately, like music wise? I mean, there's probably like a bunch of artists, but
I'm honestly like big on the girlies right now. Like I feel like the underground, like women in the underground are actually like
they're doing their thing.
Way powerful than I feel like a lot of other people. I love Baby Osama. I love Mel V and Leisha G. Honestly, I love Molly Santana. I think she's like grown a lot as an artist too, and
definitely.
I think people like start to take her more seriously because of that.
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, I mean that's a good list right there. Honestly, I mean I feel like you're extremely tapped in, so like you know the artists that like not no one knows, but like you like okay. Actually, I have a good question for you. Would you ever consider being like an A&R? Because I know you manage, so like.
So I actually, funny you say that. I initially like years ago, I'm that old. When I started college, my goal was to do management and A&R. And I was in a position
Thank you for the
for a very long time where like I couldn't land like a full-time A&R job. Like I was doing a little bit of freelance A&Ring here and there, but like ultimately like I wanted a full-time job, and it just didn't seem to work out. But everyone I would talk to would be like, you can't get a job? You? Like all of your and it's like I think I was in like this weird mid-ground where it's like you don't have enough experience but you don't have too little. It's like they see you as like, oh well, you're not like you're too big for an entry-level position, but you're not big enough to be like a full-time A&R. So I just was floating all over the place for a while, and I was like, you know what, I don't even know if I want to be an A&R. Like it just made me like rethink, because I don't know, I mean a lot of the A&Rs I know kind of like suck. So.
Yeah, there's a bit of that energy. I actually like before I kind of got into like more content creation, like my page was focused around kind of like trolling A&Rs. Like I had a A&R drip tournament that I used to do and shit, and like would just troll off that. But I actually like have a hat that says like what's an A&R. But that, I mean, honestly, I was thinking because I'm like, you really seem like you're tapped in. So I was curious about that because you manage currently, right? Two artists.
Yeah. I manage. Shout out my artists real quick. I manage Bronclair and Kaizen. We're working on like full length projects for both of them sometime this summer. I've been working with them for a while, and like honestly, for me, management too. Every artist I've ever managed were people that I organically knew already. Nobody I just like cold reached out to like, yo, you're fire, let's work.
Mm-hmm.
It was like people I already had a pre-established relationship with, and I was just like, yo, I believe in your shit, really. And if you want to work, like, you have to have that like synergy, because it's like
Yeah.
I'm handling their entire career. It's like you have to really have an intimate relationship with the artist. So
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot that goes into it, and kind of speaking about that, because, I mean, it sounds well. I mean, you do like a lot of different stuff. Like you have a lot of things going on. So, in terms of like, and I know it seems like a fucking parent question, but like in terms of like kind of end goal or like years down the line, like what are you like kind of working on right now in terms of where you see yourself?
I was sitting there literally thinking about this the other day because it's hard when you're doing a bunch of like odds and ends and there's no just main like I'm an A&R, I'm just a manager. It's like I manage and I do nightlife and I do shows and I do interviews. So it's like, where is each of these gonna lead me? But honestly, I just think I'm hoping that interviewing can bring me to a place where like how Emwell kind of created that same thing for
Yeah.
himself, where it's like I could come to a point where I'm well known and respected enough, and now we have enough of a budget that I could create my own shit. Like besides just like going to a show and being like, oh, we should, like I want to really, and I've thought about too what I'd even want to do for a segment. I have so many ideas, but just having like fully fleshed out videos with a production budget and stuff like that, like I honestly really am hoping that is something that could come to fruition within the next like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Management, I think I'll always want to manage, but have that not be my priority. Like a lot of people reach out to me and are like, yo, I'm looking for management, I want to be manager, I want you to be my manager, and I'm like, I have so much going on outside of management that it would be like a disservice to pick up another artist because I don't have enough time to dedicate to them. As much as I might believe in them or think we could work well together, it's like that's their whole career. And if I can't answer a phone call or I can't work one day, it's like, what good am I as a manager? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and of course, ultimately, like, I'm gonna get out of the underground eventually, like,
Yeah.
I can't be working in the underground at 40 years old. Like, I
Like me.
will eventually make that transition to mainstream. And ultimately, like, I don't like working for other people. I like doing my own shit, which is hard, like the benefits that come with working for a fucking company, getting a real fucking W-2, like having like whatever insurance, even like health insurance from your job, like. But I mean, I ultimately just want to grow everything I do into my own branded shit.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome, honestly, and I totally get the job stuff too because I've worked full time, but so it's like understanding the corporate like identity and then being also like someone that's going out there doing your own shit. And I honestly I feel like it would be really cool to see you in like your own segment, kind of not like but like something more Taylor Malone stylized. It'd be really
yeah.
cool. I mean, you were kind of, I guess it's a little different, but you were kind of doing that with the Hyperpop Daily game show stuff, right? With David Rodriguez.
Yeah, so and that's something we're trying to bring back. We had two long form interviews, and that honestly was me breaking into interviewing because like anyone that's watched those videos, I'm the secondary voice. David is the main interviewer. I'm just kind of like there to like keep leading it on, and
Yeah.
I'm not speaking as much. Um but that is something we want to bring back, and I think ultimately I'm going to become the lead interviewer with that.
Oh,
um
that'd be awesome.
but we're there's someone that we're pretty sure we're gonna get, and everyone will love it. It's gonna be so funny. So I'm trying to also like help bring that back because if we play it right, it's funny. It's a very unique concept that they came up with. I mean, they created a whole fucking board game, you know, and
Yeah.
they get every interview we have this artist like personalize and 3D print a like little player that looks like the person we're interviewing.
I did not
I
know
don't know if
that.
anyone peeped that the player on the board is like a 3D printed model, like a cartoon model of the person we're interviewing.
That's
So
insane. That's like the details, like the little details that just like are sick as fuck, honestly.
yeah, it's honestly cool. I mean, the whole production that goes behind that, people don't even know. Like, we have to set up a whole table, and there's things that we have to buy for spaces on the board that they might not even end up landing on. So we'll just have like excess stuff that we have to put somewhere for the next time, and you know.
Yeah.
But
It's cool to see like all that go into it. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like the Hyperpop Daily lore is sometimes confusing. Like there's all those. Do you have a full understanding of the lore?
yes, but there's definitely a lot of questions where I have to plead the fifth.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be asking any of that, but I'm just.
But
I feel
yeah,
like
I
I'm.
mean, I've known like the page and the owner and everyone associated with it since like basically the very beginning.
Yeah.
Um, so the
Wow.
lore is kind of funny. It's
Yeah.
very, I think that's what makes people like still kind of like interested because it's dumb. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like it's not stupid, but that's the point. Like it's like, what the
Exactly.
fuck are you guys talking about? It's like exactly that's the point. It's stupid,
And that's
and
what's so.
it's they keep going. Like I just don't know how they come up with certain things too. I'm like, why is there a pineapple?
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. I mean, I love it. Chill pineapple, you know.
Yeah, and that's what and I feel like that's what makes it funny too, like adding the personality onto it. Like I feel like that's super important because I mean a lot of these pages just I don't want to say they copy and paste or something like that, but
Ask what
I
her
don't know.
GPA was in college.
Sorry, I'm getting TTS in my ear, so it's distracting me.
Oh yeah, the dinners.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always turn that off when I used to stream. There, no voice, no anything.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's what did you used to stream? Like out of curiosity, like gaming stuff or like music stuff?
Yeah, a little bit of all of it actually. And I used to stream when I was like
Thank
17,
you for the
18.
follow.
I think I stopped streaming around when I was like 19. It's actually pretty like sickening. I like streamed the night going into my 18th birthday, and like so many people were like, "Yes!" And like looking
Shit.
back
Okay,
on it,
that's
I was like, "Wait,
that's so fucked
wait."
up.
I mean, I made money, but like, wait. But I would play video games. Like, I play a lot of fucking Valorant.
Oh, you
I'm
play
sorry,
Valorant?
a lot of people think that's fucking stupid and call me cringe for it.
No,
I've
it's
been
not
playing
cringe.
Valorant since the beta. I love Valorant. I don't give a fuck. I used to do like just chatting. I mean, I'm a yapper.
Oh, I'm the
Even
same
people
way.
in the chat are saying that I'm a yapper. I don't give a fuck. I could talk all day if nobody stops me. And I often also like when projects would come out, like albums, I would like just do like a listen through and like commentate on it with my chat and stuff like that. So it was fun. I honestly have been saying I want to get back into it. And I was thinking of doing like song reviews and shit too. I just
You should. Oh, you should definitely do that because you're tapped in too. So I feel like it's a good space. I was about it. That was like my yapping voice right there. So I'm gonna not yap, but I feel like there's a good space where you could like, since you know so many smaller artists, like you could really like combine, listening to like smaller artist music and then like someone like more pop and like Osama Sun and Nat Spend and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that new song by the way?
Yeah, well, I listened to it when I was driving earlier, so I was half paying attention, but I did like it.
I really liked it too. It was super
Yeah.
exciting. Honestly, I overdo it a little bit on the TikTok sometimes with the my reactions, but it was a really really good song. I liked it. That's cool that you play Valorant though. A lot of people make fun of me because I play League of Legends. I know it's like insanely nerdy. I just got into it.
I
But
can't judge. I can't judge.
yeah, no, it's interesting. But I don't want to take too much of your time, but I was gonna ask if Chad had a few questions, but also I was curious too, because I feel like you've been in the space like so long, and so this question might be a little hard, but what's like in your mind like one of the coolest things that's like happened to you, or like an interaction that you've had with like a crazy big artist or something like that over the years?
Damn. Honestly, I mean a lot of cool shit for sure. Honestly though, this is crazy lore that like nobody knows about me. I don't want to sound like flexing, but the whole reason why I even made the transition from pursuing psychology and I wanted to do art and music therapy for kids. So I was already in like a
That's
lane
awesome.
of working with creative and music related things, but back when in like 2019, 2018, 2019, I was really close with Ski Mask's team. Really close with them. I honestly, I saw him at Summer Smash, and we haven't spoken in years. And he was like, "What the fuck?" But I was super close with his team, and that was around the time he started going on tour with Juice. So when they came to New York, they had 2 New York dates, a Boston and a Connecticut date, and I just kind of like rode along with the homies for his tour dates with Juice. And they played in Connecticut, the Xfinity Theater, which is a giant amphitheater. Like it fits like 15 to 20,000 people or something, and it was sold out. Like I don't know if they had the whole back lawn open, but I think they did. It was just thousands and thousands of tickets sold out, and I'm sitting there looking at fucking them performing like from side stage, like the biggest fucking show I've ever even been privileged to be even behind the scenes with these people. And I'm looking at this crowd, and I turn to my people and I'm like, this is fucking insane. I'm like, why don't I do this? And his tour manager was like, why don't you do this? And I was like, why don't I do this? I was like, shit. Like it was my like life changing, like I'm totally pivoting the rest of my life like moment. Like it was so amazing to see, and just like it kind of finally clicked that like it's something that I loved. Like I love music, especially live music, like, and I was like, damn, I could do this for a living, you know? Like I could do something I love and work with these people that I've already gotten into rooms with without like trying to network, you know? It was just like I feel like networking, like people always ask like how to network, and I'm like, damn, like I just talk to people. Like I don't know, it's like there's rarely any times that I kind of go out my way to like reach out to someone that I'm distant from or whatever, you know? It's just kind of like natural. I feel like you have to like don't reach for people that are all the way fucking up here and you have you're like 10 degrees of separation away from. Like I think I got where I was because I organically met people, and even if they weren't nothing, like worked with them. Like Eric Dailyy is fucking huge now, and like literally he sent me his first song he ever recorded. And
That's
you know, just like being with him. I don't know if anyone knows Zetra, but
I do. I don't know
Zetra, I introduced them to each other, and they live together now. He's his main producer. Like I knew Zetra because he's from New York, and I had a bunch of mutual friends with him when we were in college, and now it's like they're like this. So it's literally just organically like shit that people I met, and you know.
That's actually insane. Sorry, these guys are probably trolling me, but they said my TikTok's hacked. I just want to make sure. Yeah, bro. Oh my god, like I hate y'all. I mean, I don't hate y'all, but
trolls. It's crazy.
Wait, do you have chat open?
I did, but I'm barely looking at it.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not. Well, yeah. I hate now and they're spamming LMAO. Like they're so funny. Are you okay? So I'm curious too. Like, are you excited? Like, because I feel like this is such a mainstream thing. But like, are you hyped about like Playboi Carti's rollout?
Like, I don't know, I might have an old head answer for this too. I mean, like, yeah, obviously it's Carti. Carti is one of the most influential artists, especially in what's coming out right now. I mean, I feel like any of these kids coming out, like, they're somehow influenced by Carti.
Yeah.
But I guess it's old head of me to say I like more like Dailyy and self-titled era. Like, I kind of like, of course, like, I think what he's making now is obviously great and fun, but I don't know, I'm not too, like, zeroed in on like waiting for it, especially because like I know how it's just been like, oh, this is coming out, never mind. I'm just like, well, y'all do it when you do it. I'll see it whenever. Like,
yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, yeah, honestly, I go back like in terms of like Dailyy versus Whole Lotta Red, like what I like. I was actually talking with some like Carti insiders on stream, and we were talking about new music too. It sounds like he's got a lot planned, but of course, you know, it's Playboi Carti, so is that stuff gonna work out how it's supposed to work out, you know?
Yeah, I don't believe anything. It'll come out when it comes out, you know.
Yeah. Are you like into any, I mean, because I guess there's a lot of like subgenres within like rap and kind of stuff, but do you listen to like anything else like way out there, like I mean, for instance, like country?
I don't listen to just rap. Like, honestly, of course, like that's what I work with, like that is mainly what I listen to, but like I don't know, some of my favorite artists of all time are like fucking like Deftones.
Oh shit.
I love Pierce the Veil.
No, I'm kidding. Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
Pierce the Veil.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of those like Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil era, like I fucking loved that shit.
Thank you for the
real.
follow.
Damn, I mean, I wish I had my vinyls up on my wall still. I used to have like a bunch of vinyls up there. I love
you
like
have, like, a
Two Door
collection?
Cinema Club. I like had so many vinyls up there. It's so sad. Like I wish everyone could have seen. I had a bunch of shit up here, but I'm moving in like less than a week, so I had to take everything down. But yeah, I mean, I fucking love Frank Ocean. I mean, Frank Ocean's like one of my favorite artists ever. But,
Yeah,
you know.
I hope he drops this year. I don't really understand like if it's what's gonna happen, but
I saw him live too, which was like defining
rare.
moment of my, cause he was performing at, I believe it was Panorama. It's a festival. I don't even think Panorama exists anymore. I love music festivals. Well, not anymore. I mean, I love them like in
Ask
terms of
her
like,
top
covering
5
them, but like
Opium
I don't have the
projects.
energy to do a music festival anymore. Just
Mhm.
as a viewer, like that was me in high school. But I would go to every single fucking music festival, and Panorama happened right after Blonde came out. And the day that I went by myself. I was like 16, told my mom I was meeting up with someone, coincidentally ran into these random girls from high school and asked them if I could take a picture to send to my mom. Sent it to my mom, I'm like, see, I'm with Lauren. I'm not fucking friends with Lauren. But
Yeah.
the people performing that specific day I bought a ticket for were Solange, Tyler the Creator, and Frank Ocean, and Isaiah Rashad.
Holy shit.
And I loved Isaiah Rashad. Like The Sun's Tirade was like one of my favorite albums, but I was like, I have to fucking go. Like, I don't care if I'm alone at a music festival at 16. I have to. I think I was 17 actually. I was like, I have to fucking go. Like, I don't care. Actually, I don't fucking know how old I am. What was it back then? I don't even know what year it was. I have no sense of time. But
Well,
I
when
was
you're
like,
going to so many shows too.
I was like, when am I gonna see Frank Ocean ever? You
Yeah.
know, like I had no choice. Like,
That's rare. Like it's. I mean, that's actually sick as fuck. Honestly, I'm like such a new gen with all this shit. Like I haven't gone to anything like classic wise in terms of like performances or anything.
mm-hmm.
Did you go to the E concert last night, or was it 2 nights ago?
No, I don't know. I mean, I was technically like, we forgot about like technically covering it, but it's also like I'm not gonna be able to interview Yeet, and
Yeah.
we're like at a point where like we don't need like fan content at the moment. There's a couple other shows and events that we're like gonna focus on. We're hopefully doing Rolling Loud in December, so that's super cool.
I'm excited for that.
But
one.
I didn't go, but I saw the videos and I'm like, damn, I wish I just kind of went just to go. Like,
Yeah,
freaking, like it looks so good.
Yeah, that was actually gonna be my my next question. And do you, with like kind of combining like pleasure of like just listening to music, going to show for fun or shows for fun, and making it like a job now? Does it ever get like, because you know how they say like don't make your passion your job or something like that or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
Does it ever get like that though, or no?
I mean, it definitely has gotten to a point where, yeah, there aren't a lot of shows that I will like. I don't buy tickets for shows anymore. You know, it's kind of like, it's not even like I have to be there moment. I mean, obviously, sometimes it is like I have to be there. I have to, you know, cover the show, or I have to like, I help set it up, or fucking like I have to network. Even like sometimes I know, oh, I need to go to this show even though I'm too tired tonight because there's people there that I'm probably gonna need to talk to. So yeah, I mean, it's like I go to so many concerts now that it's just become like a normal thing where it's not even like, oh my god, I'm gonna see this person. It's like, oh yeah, and there's a show tonight, right? You know, like,
Yeah.
I will say though, a concert I did buy tickets for is the Blade tour. I will be seeing Blade. I also bought tickets to the Drain Gang show that last happened here, and I got blackout drunk. But that's like the few times I'm actually like, oh yeah, I'm going to have fun. Like, you know, I still have fun. It's not I don't have fun. It just is like a different side of things for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a weird gray area.
Yeah, and Chad's like roasted me before. I didn't mean like don't mix passion with like work, but I've just heard before. I was like, if you mix like, what is it, like pleasure with work or something like that? If you
it's definitely like, yeah, it's like I love doing for a living like what I have, like I'm passionate about and what I enjoyed in my free time. But also it does sometimes feel like I'm making something I love, like, sorry, this fucking bug in front of me, like a job. Like it's like, oh, usually I would just go to this to have fun. It's now it's like, I guess I gotta go. You know, it's like I still enjoy it, but it like, yeah, it definitely teeters between like, it's just definitely a weird area.
Yeah, I mean it's, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I haven't been to like enough shows. I mean, I probably won't ever get to that point. Probably this fucking chat. But yeah, honestly, that was kind of it in terms of questions. I was gonna see if Chad had a question. There was one thing though. One of my community members, shout out Mac. He just wanted me to share this with you. It's just he basically. Have you ever heard of Airbuds, the listening thing?
Maybe. Oh, I think so.
It's like basically you can just I don't know.
In
You
my
just
head,
share
when I
with
hear
someone.
Airbuds, I think Mad Buds. Like Mad Buds, like once he's like friend that sells weed, he has a pack called Airbuds that has a mini airhead in it. So I hear Airbuds and I'm like the weed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, actually, maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna reference too much, but it's basically just like what guys. What is it, guys? It's it's an app like where you. Bro, what the? It's an app where you like just share your music taste, but he's like number one for I guess it's
I'm
reverse.
crying. Oh, I have seen that. I've seen
Yeah.
like screenshots of that. Okay, yeah, that is so funny.
I know,
It's
he's the number
actually
one.
insane because like it's like 20,000 monthly now that we're pulling for her, and it's like whoa, like this is crazy, and it's also like hilarious now because I go anywhere and people are like, "You're Victoria. You're
Yeah,
the one in the mask."
I was gonna say, didn't people think it's you? Like a lot of people. I know it's not, but like people think it's
Everyone
you, right?
thinks it's me. Everyone thinks it's me. Because also, like, they think, like, one girl only exists in the entire world. And if there's one girl working for Hyperpop Dailyy, there definitely isn't another one. Because, you know, like,
It's. I thought that was so funny.
mean, at this point, I'm like, I'm feeding into it. Like, fuck it. Am I Victoria? I don't know. I'm rolling off X, Y, and Z, I guess. Like,
Yeah, weren't you in the music video too? Or am I wrong?
in the most recent one, we filmed that in New York, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, honestly. But yeah, that shout out Mac. He's apparently a big Hyperpop Daily music
Fire.
fan.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Ask a few questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're moving too, so you got a lot of stuff.
No, you're fine. I'm moving on Monday. I've packed so much of my shit already, so.
Moving's the worst, honestly. I'll say that much. It's like wait, it's not right. It's like I've had to do it for college and stuff.
Yeah.
Ask her her opinion on, bro. Rodeo Travis Scott.
That's so funny. You know, I liked Travis Scott back then for sure. I mean, I saw Travis Scott in 2017 when he headlined this festival, and it honestly, I stopped saying this after like the Astroworld thing, but this was pre the Astroworld thing. I saw him headline it was like Govball or something, another music festival, again by myself, and it was like pouring rain, and I was in like the front few rows of the pit, and like I could barely, like, it was the craziest crowd I've been in my life. Like, when I got out the pit, I was not only soaked because it was like pouring, but I had mud like coated all up my leg. And I mean, like, when I was in high school, that was fun as fuck. Like, I could not go back in a pit like that ever again. But
Yeah,
I liked Travis back then a lot. So
yeah, Travis is fire. Okay, and then this question, you don't have. This is about Opium, but what's your thoughts on, or I guess, what's your opinion on the whole Opium as a collective? Like, just your thoughts.
it's definitely a crazy time for that too.
Yeah, you don't have to if you don't want to.
No. I mean, I booked Ken and Malone back in 2022. For an NYU show. Yeah.
Holy shit! For an NYU show.
So when I was at NYU, I was elected to. I basically was elected to do like concert organizing for the school, and they just gave me like hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with, and were like, just book shows for us. And I was like, fucking bet. And I didn't even have to worry about running a profit because they put money into it for students to have fun. So I also had connections to like agents and venues and all this stuff that I would not have otherwise had.
Yeah.
And it was Baby Keem, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely in April of 2022. So like Baby Keem was popping back then.
Yeah.
Right? And we sold out a 3,000 cap venue, and it was only NYU students allowed, but people snuck their way in. They were pissed. People were pissed. They were like, why the fuck won't you let me in? Even though I don't go to NYU. I was like, I don't make the rules. I used like $200,000 of their money. Like, that's not up to me, girl.
Yeah.
But I remember back then, I mean, people didn't even know Ken and Malone. Like, they knew them. They knew whatever like TikTok fucking song Ken had back then.
It
whatever,
was
like whatever
the
fuck, but the crowd like wasn't super like, and like I booked Loan for $5,000 back then.
Whoa.
You know, like he like, and his agents actually asked me to book him because we were running like a budget, so we like didn't really have enough to add like another artist unless we really liked some smaller artist. and I was talking to his agents, and they were like, "Hey, do you think like we could add like his kind of like counterpart, like Destroy Lonely?" And they start describing him and his music to me, and I replied to the agent, and I'm like, "I fucking love Destroy Lonely." I was like, "You don't got to explain shit. Like, I would love to have him on this show." And it's actually crazy too, because yeah, I mean, I've been a big fan of them for a while. Obviously now it's the whole aura thing, but back then Murda music wasn't officially out yet either. It was just like the SoundCloud. And I didn't know that they had never performed it live before, which looking back on it made sense because like it wasn't out yet. But before their set, I think before Ken's set, I was like, "Do you think like at the end of your set you guys can both do Murda music together?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I got you." And at the end of the set they perform Murda music, and I post it online, and all the fans are like, "No fucking way, you got them to perform it, no fucking way." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know like they didn't do that before."
That's
Like, I just asked them
insane.
because that was my shit at the time. Like, so I mean, they were both like very, very kind, appreciative people. Like, I was talking to them even after it, and they were just like, "Thank you so much for like giving us this opportunity and platform," because they still weren't in a space where they were pushing like a mainstream, thing.
That's so
So
awesome.
it was pretty cool.
That's wholesome as fuck too. Oh my god, now it's
Yeah.
making me so excited. And everyone's saying that's someone said they actually remembered that. They remember
Oh,
seeing on
when I tell
TikTok.
people that, they're like, "Wait, I saw that." It was all over the internet. It was all over Reddit. I was in the Cardi subreddit. Like, people were like dunking on me because they couldn't get in, and I was like, again, I don't make the rules. If you could finesse your way in, go crazy. Like, that's not up to me.
Yeah.
um
That's insane.
but yeah, I mean, I talk to people to this day and they didn't go to NYU, and they're like, "Oh, I remember that." I'm like,
Yeah, the
thanks.
Cardi subreddit is a funny place too. And congrats on NYU, by the way. That's really impressive. I actually someone said that they. It's weird. I was on TikTok live and they said that they must like actually know you because they were like, "Oh, she went to NYU with me."
That's
I don't.
crazy. I
Have
dropped
you ever
out
heard of?
actually.
Well, have you heard someone named Danny? Sorry, just he's in chat too.
I know a lot of.
Like Danny
Wait,
30 clip or something like that. I don't even know.
shut the fuck up. No one. Okay, shut the fuck up. That
I
is
swear.
crazy. 30 clip is crazy. Holy fuck. That's crazy. Okay, so
What?
back I mentioned what the fuck, when I told you how I met Eric DOA when I was like 16.
Yeah.
Him and our like internet friends were they were like part of like a little group. They called themselves 30 clip. So Eric was like Eric 30 clip. We had our friend Xavier. Xavier was Xav 30 clip. That's fucking insane, bitch. That's so crazy that
Yeah.
you're in this chat right now.
Yeah, his name's Swamp
motherfucker.
Izzo, Swamp Izzo or something.
That's
He's trying to be
so
Swamp Izzo.
crazy. Holy shit. Yeah, they were the reason why I got swatted back then, but
What?
they pissed some kid off and he swatted me because I was just like caught in the line of fire.
What the fuck? That's
It was
so
crazy
fucked
actually.
up.
They almost broke my door down.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god, that's
shout out
horrible. Tell her to text, bro. Come on, dude. Uncle
Girl,
Perplexed.
I don't know your number anymore. It's okay.
Yo, I'm kidding. Okay, no, that's actually crazy though. But I was gonna say too. Okay, this is like a random question, but I was actually genuinely just curious. Are you because you went to NYU and stuff like? Were you born and raised in New York or?
Yeah, technically people don't really know this. I was technically born in Texas, but I moved here as a baby.
Okay.
So like I didn't spend any time in Texas. Like I have no conscious memory of Texas. So yeah, I grew up in Queens. I went to high school in Brooklyn, and then I didn't want to leave New York, so I went to college at NYU, and then I lived in the city for a little bit, and now I've been living in Brooklyn for the past like 3 years now. But
Wow.
I love it here. I don't know. I'm a biased New Yorker. It's like it's the best city in the world, but I think it's the best city in the world.
Do you ever like go to Cali at all, like Los Angeles for shows and shit, or you just kind of stay in
Oh
New York?
yeah, I try to make it out to Cali a couple times a year for sure. I mean, I just try to find an excuse to go out, so I'll book a little event or something because I want to see my people in LA. But I definitely love going back out there. I can never spend more than like 2 weeks in LA though, because then I start losing my mind, and I'm like, all right, you guys kind of suck. I gotta go back. I can't drive a car every day. I gotta go back to being able to walk and take a subway.
Yeah, I'm really not used to that. My have family lives like in DC, and I know it's definitely different than New York City, but it's like so because LA, like I'm here and I drive everywhere, but like in those like DC and New York City and stuff, it's just metro, subway, like all that stuff. So it's completely different. Um, Chat wants to know, did you? I assume yes, but did you have a conversation with Juice WRLD when you were on tour with him, or like
I
ever get
mean,
to talk to him?
yeah, like it was just kind of like because we were just in the same like and I didn't really know him. Like, I'm not gonna jack. I knew Juice World. Like, it was just kind of like,
Yeah,
oh, cool.
you're there.
We
Yeah.
didn't really talk directly. It was just kind of like, I was there because I was there with skiing them, and like my best friend in the entire world. Like, we were all friends. My best friend Chris, who unfortunately passed away. Me, him, and Ski, and a couple other people were like the main group. Like, we were on that just like homie shit, you know. So
yeah, wow. Yeah, someone in the chat was curious, but I guess before I let you go, because I don't want to take up too much time, is there anything you'd like to plug, like in terms of, I know you were talking to your artists. We're probably gonna actually take a listen to them after stream. Do they have anything new on the way? Are they working on anything?
yeah, Kaizan is currently working on like actual like full length tape for the summer. Kai's been kind of like, you know, taking a little hiatus, you know, graduating college, but we've definitely been like ramping back up. Also, like just recurating his sound, and like I think what he has out versus what we've been working on, like I love what he has out, but what he has coming up is like a lot, like I don't say a lot different, but we've definitely taken the sound somewhere else that's more like revamped and honestly like a lot more exciting for me to hear from him. And then yeah, Claire, we're also working on a project to drop this summer. He's Claire. It's funny because like most artists, and especially artists I've worked with, I'm like, you can't fucking drop a song every other week, dude. Like, that's not how this works. Like, we need to do rollout. Like, you can't just drop something without telling me. Claire, for some reason, it just works that he just drops a lot. Like, every few weeks, he's like, I'm dropping another single, I'm dropping another single, I'm dropping another single. And like, obviously there is some level of rollout, but I do really focus that more on like like a short single, like an EP or like a project. So Braun's always dropping stuff, and he's working on a bunch of cool stuff right now too. So Malone.rip, that's what I always called my little management stuff.
Oh shit, we'll check it out then. I didn't know you had like a
yeah,
page for it.
the Instagram is like dead because I haven't really been updating it. But yeah, I guess plug that. I obviously Hyperpop Dailyy, we just dropped the Summer Smash video, which is really fun. It includes like all the interviews I did, minus like one or two, but also with like the fan interviews and the whole festival shutdown, and it was like really fun.
That was scary, honestly. Okay, this is like gonna sound horrible. Well, bro, sorry. Actually, people in chat love you, by the way. They're saying very down to earth. She carried the interview. Very nice. But I was gonna say, you know, honestly, on the topic of the Chief Keef, or like that day when we had to evacuate, we were like, I was with my friends. We were talking about like, you know, Chief Keef wasn't performing in Chicago because, you know, there's some issues, and so
legal,
so we heard like it was like evacuating. We didn't see what it was for. We just heard people talking about it, and we're like, oh shit, like, you know, like someone coming for Chief.
I also thought something like happened, you know.
Yeah,
I've been to festivals that experienced way worse weather than that, and they did not shut that shit down, you know. Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, what do you mean evacuate? And then I was like, that's crazy. Also, if like coincidentally the weather stopped everyone from seeing Keith for the first time in like 12 years back in Chicago, everyone I interviewed was like, we not fucking leaving, bitch. I'm seeing Sosa, I'm from Chicago, like fuck I look like leaving. And I'm like, exactly, like we're staying here. Like,
yeah,
it was crazy.
Did you actually have to like evacuate? Security was so
I
off.
didn't.
Really? Damn, security was like kind of
and they were still like the food booths were still running too. Like our manager of the page, he was like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna grab something. And I'm like, they're definitely not gonna sell you food. They're fucking evacuating the festival. And then we like turn the corner and there's lines at every like food truck, and I was like, so are they actually shutting it down or what? We didn't leave. Like, we were backstage at the tent stage, and they were like trying to usher us under the tents, like the artist tents, and then they were like, nah, like fuck it, go take a golf cart all the way out of here. And I was like, no. So I literally just walked out the backstage. I was like, listen, I have a job to do. I was like, let me go talk to these kids. And over the loudspeaker for mad long, evacuate the festival, on loop for so long, and everyone was not moving. I did not leave.
Yeah, we were like trying to see our friends and stuff, or like trying to meet up with them, and like security, I mean, they were doing their jobs at the end of the day, but it was kind of like annoying that they like were doing that. But yeah, it was overall a fun experience. Bro, chat is so weird. But honestly, it was great to talk to you. I really appreciate, you know, you for the opportunity and speaking with us. I'll definitely, you know, I'll let you know if I'm ever in New York City, because I want to go out there sometime, but it's
out
far. Yeah.
Yeah. And
when's it?
also, whoever's in New York, another plug, we have Can Show coming in literally like 2 fucking weeks. Oh my god, I love how everyone calls me when I'm doing something. Yes. Okay. Yeah, on July 11th, we have a Can Show.
July 11th.
Um, I know this is a funny time for me to say Can, but listen, even Molly said that it wasn't weird.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Molly said it. Molly, we saw that.
Molly said it's not weird. I think it's not weird. Bitch, one of my best friends is 5 years younger than me. That's just like my little sister. You know, it's like that's just my little sis. Like, anyway, we're going to announce the full lineup hopefully within the next few days. The full lineup is really fun. Actually, I think people will fuck with it. So anyone wants to pull up to that, it's gonna be so fun. I'm definitely gonna be there with the microphone, and I'm excited for it because we've been trying to plan that show for a long time. It's definitely a lot of lineups that fell through. So
yeah, that must happen a lot, right?
It
must happen a lot, right? Like the lineups and negotiating
yeah, definitely like I don't know if people saw the whole thing. It's like Laser owed us money. We played that up for laughs. Like both of us were just like kiki because people found it funny, but that was technically because we were supposed to book him for a show. Which is why everyone, like, people didn't know why. It was literally just because we were supposed to book him for a show, and unfortunately, like, wasn't either of our faults. Like, it was just like venue issues, and then they had like a schedule that was super packed, and it just kind of like didn't work out. But they had to send back the deposit. That was the whole joke, and they did send back the deposit. Like it was just like a little kiki moment.
yeah, it's funny. Why does everyone say that you're related to Post Malone, by the way? Is that even his?
Because I'm not. I actually hate this. So my name is Taylor, which is like very basic white bitch name, right?
Not like that name. It's a cool name.
After like the late, like after like early 2010s, it's like Taylor, like Taylor Swift, and it's like no bitch, like Taylor Malone. But then Post Malone starts popping, and people are like, oh, like Post Malone. So it bothered me enough that I like looked this shit up, and his real name is Austin Post.
That's what I was gonna say. Everyone in chat was like trying to go.
His name is Austin Post. He got Malone from a random name generator, and that's like my actual last name. Like it's Irish. It's
I'm Irish too.
Name. Yeah,
I'm Irish
too.
Shout out Irish people. I'm Irish and Italian. Okay, sorry. I'm geeking right now.
I got the basic bitch Italian American middle name, Maria. So.
That's funny.
Just,
yeah, I'm.
I got Carl Malone sometimes.
Oh,
as a like geeky, like not like are you related, but it's like hi, like Carl Malone. And I'm like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm talking about basketball.
No, that is funny. It's funny too. Shout out the Irish people out there and the Italian, because I don't really talk about my name, so I'm not gonna. But like, yeah, I'm Irish and Italian, so that's cool as fuck. But yeah, it was honestly awesome to talk to you. Sorry, I feel like I kept dragging it. Well, not dragging, but like I was just.
I love talking about anything. I mean, listen. I love going on Instagram Live. I'm a yapper. I love just talking to people. I know people have questions, and I don't like being like that type of person that like, I don't know. I love to talk to people about whatever, especially because I feel like getting into an industry like this, there's a lot of what ifs and question marks, and there's no like rule book, so.
Yeah, that's the thing too, which is cool. But you should definitely start streaming again. I mean, I know you had this stuff in the past, but I think a lot of people would enjoy it. My chat's enjoying this. Honestly, they probably would. They're probably gonna leave right as you leave, but that's because they enjoy you so much. So, like, I feel like you should definitely start streaming a lot.
Yeah, I have. Well, I guess I'll plug this too. I actually have to edit something tonight. I vlog sometimes.
Oh shit!
I vlog all the events, so. It's actually crazy. I always joke like my video is gonna be iconic. If you go back to my vlogs from last summer, I have Netspend's first ever performance in the studio session after it, where he made a couple songs that dropped. Like that one song with Xavier.
I don't know.
And I wanna fuck, I tell her to come over, whatever the fuck. I always forget song names. I just love like capturing like just what the fuck happened and like things that. Like that's crazy now. Like how big Net is the first time he ever performed, and he couldn't go anywhere without his mama back then. Like I knew his mom because every time he was around, she was around. Like, but yeah, like she wouldn't let him go anywhere alone. So
really? I saw because she was at Rolling Loud. I saw her there.
She is so sweet. I mean, he has only younger siblings, so I'm like, imagine being like the older brother and you're like 17 and like. Like she was saying how like his little siblings go to school and they're like, oh my god, your brother's Netsman.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, honestly. Well, they probably get old pretty fast, but it's cool to see the influence.
Yeah, but I'm gonna start vlogging again because the summertime. I'll have a video that'll probably drop from Summer Smash, but it's not gonna be anything crazy because I was working the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be able to vlog, but like I was too busy being in front of someone else's camera. So
I feel that, but no, we'll definitely check it out. We're gonna watch probably the Summer Smash recap right now, so that'll be fun. But it was great talking to you again.
I appreciate you so much for real too. Like,
yeah, of course.
And chat, thank you, chat. I love you guys.
Yeah, guys, she loves you. They love you too. No free tickets, guys. Come on. Yeah, but I'll DM you after too. And because I want to definitely check out the your artists when they're dropping and stuff like that. But have a good rest of your night, though.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Bye, chat.
Bye.